It's a new year and a new race season. There are new looks for familiar competitors. Added to it, a host of young new faces. Plus, there's a new look and a new name to a facility that has been a significant as well as storied part of the history of USA Racing's Pro Cup Series. Strutmasters.com presents the Racing Electronics 250, opening race of the 2010 USA Racing Pro Cup Series season and the first major Touring Series event right here at the new Gresham Motorsports Park.
USAR Racing Pro Cup Series is brought to you in part by Wix Filters. Wix traps more dirt. By BF Goodrich Tires, the official tire of USA Racing Pro Cup Series. Sunoco Race Fuels, because quality and consistency count. By Crane Cams. And by Racing Electronics, your #1 source for race communications worldwide. And by Strutmasters.com, the suspension experts.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to Gresham Motorsports Park as we begin the 2010 season for the USA Racing Pro Cup Series. I'm Gene Crane, alongside is Larry Camp, to bring you all the action here at a beautifully redesigned Gresham Motorsports Park.
Indeed, Gene. 22 times the Pro Cup Series has been here, so it's a brand new day for the veterans, and all those young guys who are competing, they're going to have a lot of fun tonight.
And we've got plenty of youngsters joining the Pro Cup Series for this 2010 season. Corey LaCosta from Racing Electronics has given the command to fire the engines, and we're getting set to roll out for the start of the Racing Electronics 250. Earlier today, Caleb Holman picked up the pole. The Boot Country USA Chevy toured the track at a new track record of 1770. He's joined by 14-year-old Stephen Nasse on the outside of row number 1. J.P. Morgan will start the 23 on the inside of row 2 with John Gibson and that Mitigator Ford on the outside. Well, youngster Logan Ruffin, in his third outing in the Turner Motorsports 31, starts inside row 3, and alongside him, Brian Silas. Great qualifying effort in the Rockingham Speedway 59. Matt Lofton takes the Strutmasters.com 07 from the 7th spot. Billy Bigley Jr., the veteran in the Peerless Woodworking 28 car, rounds out that 4th row. Two-time champion Benny Gordon starts 9th in the Samuel Metals Kuka Drink Ford, and Clay Rogers, defending champion, starts alongside him in 10th position. The USG Sheetrock Building Specialty Tidewater Ford, big change there for Rogers. We'll talk about that later. 98 champion Jeff Agnew starts 11th in the 73 car, and A.J. Frank takes the Lucas Oil Speedco Chevy from the outside of row number 6. Tyler Young, the Young's Building Systems Chevy, the 02 car, starts inside row 7. He's joined by another youngster, Ronnie Souders, out of Beloit, Ohio, the AutoCarpetPros.com Ironclad number 5. The ageless Bill Clemens Jr. starts the Jones Recycling Ford from the inside of row number 8, 15th starting position. And Larry Barrett out of Ringgold, Virginia, the Barrett Trucking and Excavating 04, starts alongside him. Another youngster, Ryan Heavner, two-time kart champion, starts the 14 from the 17th position, the Elite Auto Collision DuPont Performance Chevy. And David Wilson starts alongside him. He's his teammate, also an Elite Auto Collision Ford. Brandon Sweet, new to the series, makes his first start in Pro Cup action in the Clarence Henry Coach number 99. And Tom Powers Sr. out of Middleburg, Florida, the racing electrician in the 5-Star Electric 05. Andrew Gordon will start the Kuka Drink Benny Gordon Ford in the 21st position, and Tom Powers Jr. in the 5-Star Electric Ford will start 12th. We've got another lap or two before we see green. We'll be right back with the green flag right after this. It's a cool and breezy day here in Jefferson, Georgia, as the field side-by-side looks to the flag stand where F2 recording artist Ricky Fitzpatrick, award-winning singer and songwriter, is ready to wave the green flag on the Racing Electronics 250 presented by Live Oak Plantation. Holman on the inside, Nasse on the outside, green is in the air. Everybody up through the gearbox as they head to turn 1. Nasse got a great start.
The 14-year-old is holding his line really well there. I think he's a pretty excited young man now, starting his 2010 Pro Cup debut.
Fast all day during practice yesterday and today. Here they are off of turn 4. Trouble! Holman up and into Nasse. Nasse across the racetrack into the inside wall. Caution before one lap is complete here at Jefferson, Georgia at Gresham Motorsports Park. Stephen Nasse sliding down to turn 1, presumably to a stop. Heavy damage for the Pinellas Park, Florida rookie. Stephen Nasse, just 14 years of age. Here's another look at it. Holman on the inside.
Yeah, it looks like the rear end broke loose there. He tried to overcorrect a little bit, then he's still trying to gather it up, and Stephen just has nowhere to go. That's a hard hit into the turn 4 wall.
There's Nasse across right in front of Brian Silas. Silas able to get Woad down just enough not to make contact, but Nasse still a massive impact to the inside retaining wall from turn 3. Here's the angle. Holman's car takes off. J.P. Morgan and John Gibson to the inside. See Logan Ruffin go to the outside there, narrowly missing the incident as well. Safety crews doing their job with Stephen Nasse as the field is stopped on the back straightaway under a red flag here in Jefferson, Georgia. We'll line everybody up 2 by 2, a complete restart to the Racing Electronics 250 presented by Live Oak Plantation. And here is that restart as the field rolls out of turn 4.
And by losing Nasse, John Gibson gets a good shot on the outside. The entire row moves up with that.
That row moving up, and John Gibson on the restart. He'll jump out front and lead the way down to turn 3 on lap number 1. Holman drops into second. He may have some right side damage to that 75 car. He's got J.P. Morgan in third, and Brian Silas running fourth in the 59 car.
I've got to tell you, since he led the race at Iowa last year, he has shown tremendous improvement as a young driver in this Pro Cup Series.
I tell you, it was great to see a first-time winner with J.P. Morgan going to victory lane there, but John Gibson would have been a great victory as well. Gibson, he's going to score one here in 2010. Spin already. Brandon Sweet goes around the dirt racer from up in New York, spins around in that Clarence Henry coach number 99. He'll bring us to caution for the first time, and here comes Caleb Holman to pit road, presumably to check out that right side. Benny Gordon also on pit road. To the restart. Gibson up front of the 13 car, followed by J.P. Morgan, and look who's third in trouble. Trouble in turn 1. Agnew
and
up the racetrack and collects a bunch of folks.
Right, and young Logan Ruffin there in the 31 car. Logan is another one of those who's really made tremendous progress in a very short period of time in the series.
Ruffin collected the 59 of Silas involved. Add to it Holman after that pit stop. It put him back to the back of the field. The 05 of Powers involved there. The 07 with Matt Lofton on board. Also heavy damage to Bill Plemons Jr. Here's Laughlin's car. They're behind the wall and under red right now. Field cannot. The field is stopped and they can't work on that race car. Silas's car heavily used up on both sides.
Gee, it looks like the 07 car is elected to take that 2-lap penalty under red and work on the car anyway.
A green and then a quick caution for debris. John Gibson brings us to yet another restart down to turn 1 with J.P. Morgan taking a look to the inside. But Clay Rogers is quickly going to jump to the outside out of turn 2. 16 car challenging for second as they work off to that third turn.
And you'll note Tyler Young, the driver out of Midland, Texas, has moved to the top 5. He's made some tremendous progress as well.
Certainly has. We'll keep an eye on that 0-2 machine of Young. We've got A.J. Frank right now sandwiched in that 4th spot. J.P. Morgan able to fend off Clay Rogers out of turn 2. Traffic now coming into play. John Gibson goes to the outside of Brandon Sweet. The Clarence Henry Coach 99 car stays down low, and the rest of the leaders going by on the outside. They're closing in on that 41 car of David Wilson. Wilson picked up a win last year at Hickory.
Not only did he win, he won from the pole. Drivers who do that now pick up some extra bonus money from Wix and their Wix Challenge program.
I read the release on that. The way I understand it, that's going to roll over. So if that's not won tonight, it'll roll over and double at New Smyrna. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Wow, what a bonus. Spin over in turn 2. Brandon Sweet brings out the caution. That's going to open up pit road for a little bit of service. Let's see who comes to pit road. Gibson is in. J.P. Morgan is in. Also coming to pit road is Tyler Young. Looks like right side BF Goodrich G-Force radials for Tyler Young. So they take a 2-tire stop and down and away. Taking on fuel and a chassis adjustment was J.P. Morgan. Clay Rogers is now your restart leader in that 16 car.
Showing the drivers what they saw a lot of last year, kind of picking right up where he left off.
There's a few folks that don't want to see that. Billy Bigley Jr., the Peerless Woodworking 28 car down to the inside there on the restart. Looked like they're having some problems there for that team out of South Florida. Meanwhile, A.J. Frank is up to second. Benny Gordon is running third. Some of the old veterans that have been with this series for many, many years starting to make their way to the top of the leaderboard.
And you'll see even from an earlier spin, Jeff Agnew's up in there as well, in the 73 car.
Yeah, but Logan Ruffin, he's going to be the odd man out. He's the rookie. He's holding down 5th position, also involved in that same incident that Agnew was in.
I can't tell you how impressed I am with Logan Ruffin. A 15-year-old kid. His parents have moved from Tennessee over to Mooresville, North Carolina. I think he's going to be one of our stars for a long time.
Agnew's going to go to the inside and get by A.J. Frank, and that opens the door up. Here comes Ruffin. He's going to look to the inside. You know, Larry, think back to Rockingham last year. This young kid, only his second outing of the Pro Cup Series, he led at the halfway point.
He did indeed, and as I said, I think he's going to be a real star for us. 15 years old.
Well, Plymouth's in the Jones Recycling. Number 15 stops for a little tailgate action over in 3 and 4. The wheel and open and close lights indicate pit road is closed. We'll take a quick break and come back with more action right here from Jefferson, Georgia and Gresham Motorsports Park.